and welcome back to Open School of Business. Today I'm very excited to introduce you to one of the legendary co-founders of a very interesting startup from my home country, Kazakhstan. You can say this company, Chocolife, is our first Groupon kind of modeled company. And today my guest, Gennadiy Kim, is one of the co-founders and used to be a CEO of that company and a serial entrepreneur who's working on multiple projects. Hi, Gennadiy, welcome to the show.
Hi, Anar. It's a great pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Well, obviously, I think a lot of our listeners and friends of Open School of Business will know you from the legendary Chocolife project that has started in Kazakhstan back in 2000s, and you were one of the co-founders. So can you tell us a little bit more about those early days, how you came up with an idea? And you mentioned your team, about 15 people. How did you meet? And what were the first steps when you just started?
So we started our project in 2011. This time was the time when American Groupon was one of the most famous startup unicorns in the world. The company made its successful IPO, and they got capitalization about $10 billion. And at this time, the same projects were established in the CIS countries, especially in Russia. There was a famous project Darbery, the same business model like a Groupon. And in 2011, they were sold to American company, to Groupon. My partner, Ramil Mukhrapov, decided to do the same in Kazakhstan. He wanted to start the same company here to try to sell it later to Groupon, because at this time American Groupon had global ambitions. They tried to buy every coupon service around the world. In 2011, we started our company, and it was a very difficult time because at this time Kazakhstan was not so very developed in e-commerce because a lot of people didn't know about, for example, banking cards and some other remote tools of payment. And many of our friends, they didn't believe in us, but we tried. And after 7 years, we got a capitalization of our company about $30 million. And by the 2018, we made one of the leading e-commerce holding in Kazakhstan, which consisted of 8 e-commerce projects, including coupon service, food delivery, avia tickets, and many other. So today this holding is called Choco Family, and the amount of employees is about 800 people. And revenue per year is more than $200 million.
Wow, that's a really amazing success story. And I think this is also great because you can see that at first it was started with an idea of selling to Groupon, but instead you actually went to different industries and established this conglomerate on the market that you already own pretty much, because the brand is so strong. I remember myself in 2000, maybe 11, 12, I really loved using Chocolife, and I really liked the branding. It didn't feel like you're trying to save. It didn't feel like it's a frugal brand. It felt like it was a happy brand. And so it was more fun. And definitely, I think that timing was great because a lot of Kazakh students who were studying abroad were coming back home, and they were looking for services like that. And they were definitely one of those pioneer users with the credit cards and everything set up and loving doing online shopping. So it's really, really fun stuff. Um, what were the early day challenges and things that you actually did that gave you a chance to grow? What were the growth mechanisms that you used that really worked?
I think we were very unique in our marketing. We were very aggressive and unique, and we spent a lot of money to this. And the first challenge for us at this time was to raise a capital. We had a lot of debts, and at first time we went to Triple F, friends, fools, and family, to take some money from them. After this, when we spent all of our money from Triple F, we tried to raise some money from VC, from some angels, and it was a very difficult time. I think we made about 100 meetings during 3 months to find some capital, and only one of them was successful. We raised about two or maybe $300, but it was a convertible debt because our first angel didn't trust us on 100%, and it was a second challenge for us to keep the growth rate. In the end, we made this raising round very successful for us because thanks to this cash, we tripled our growth rate. And after this, we raised another round, about $1 million from one of the most famous and respectful business angels here in Kazakhstan, Murat Abdrahmanov. And this was a very successful story for us because after this we became profitable, and many other investors came to us, and it was a new era for our company after this. But the first 2, maybe 3 years were very difficult for us and challenging because of lack of capital, I think.
Yes, yes. It's always a difficult thing, and a lot of companies try to bootstrap as long as they can. But like you said, marketing and being aggressive on the marketing platforms, it costs a lot of money. So you have you know you have to have some kind of backing with investors or angel investors. And just to clarify, I think you mentioned $200. You meant $200,000, right?
Yes,
When you
$200,000.
got your
Yes,
first
200,000.
angel investor. What was the average customer value? How many, I don't know, tenge would on average a customer spend um, during their whole experience with Chocolife? Like maybe they've been with you for 5 years. At this point, it's 10 years, but probably you would know the 5-year period, right? If someone signed up in 2011, on average, how much would they spend?
Mm. In 2011, we started our coupon service. And speaking about LTV in Chocolife, it was about $20 or maybe $30 per year per one paying user. But when we started to launch our other services like electronics marketplace and food delivery and others, this LTV has grown, but I don't remember the exact numbers.
Right, great. About the bootstrapping as well, and you said you had a team of people and partners. Were a lot of them IT developers themselves? And if so, how many?
Yes, we had at the beginning in 2011, 2012, we didn't have a lot of IT engineers because our platform was quite simple, like a simple internet shop. And we had about 2, maybe 4 IT engineers. But when we began to launch our other services, we understood that we need IT engineers to have high growth rates, and we began to hire actively some graduates from IT universities of Kazakhstan, or especially from Bolashak program, when our country pay for talented students to give them education abroad. And I think we were very lucky because by the beginning of 2014, we had about 50, maybe 70 IT engineers in our company, and it helped us a lot to become big and successful, I think.
Wow, that's awesome. Yeah, I was one of those students as well. I came back from the States with a master's degree. And it's really wonderful that you have this great experience. Definitely one of the very few who can claim that they've been at the first such a successful startup in the whole country. So, what made you leave? Like, you left at such a great time when it was growing, everything was great, and you left. Can you tell us your, logic behind it, and also how was the reaction? How did you make it work with the people?
Uh, in 2018, I think we become leaders almost in all spheres of e-commerce. For example, in coupon service, we bought our main rival, and other rivals were very small, and we got, I think, 90% of this market. And the capitalization of our coupon services by this time was about $5 million. We were profitable. We made about $1 million of profit per year, and the team was very strong, I think. And at the same time, our food delivery service also bought our main rival, foreign rival, Panda Food. This was one of the first food tech company in the world, I think. They were in Kazakhstan, in Southeast Asia, in Germany, and some other countries. And they had a branch here in Kazakhstan, which was bought by us, by our company, in 2017, I think. So our food delivery service also got about 80% of food delivery market here in Kazakhstan. We were leaders in avia sales, online travel agency. We also bought our main rival, Aviata, and got about 70% of this market. We sold about more than 70% of avia tickets here in Kazakhstan. We were bigger than our main airplane company, Air Astana. So we were very profitable, successful, and we had several big investors in our board who wanted to continue to support us, but their strategy were focused mainly in Kazakhstan. They wanted to build the leading e-commerce holding, national e-commerce holding here in Kazakhstan. And at the same time, I wanted to go abroad with some business models, but I understood that these business branches, which we had already launched by this time, it was very difficult to scale them abroad, because Chocolife, I mean coupon service, this is a very local business model actually. Online travel agency, so by the 2018 there were a lot of foreign rivals, for example in Russia, in the USA, in Europe, and many other countries in the world, where it was difficult to come with the same technology. We lost some time, I think. And food tech is also a very local business model. So these were our main streams, and we couldn't sell them at this time. We didn't want, actually, because we saw great growth rates here in Kazakhstan. And this time, my partners, they wanted to focus on here, focus on our local market, and to continue growth and development of our company here. But I wanted to try to launch some project abroad, some business model with international potential. And I decided to leave the company, but before this, I prepared some people, some managers to replace me. And when I talked to my partners about this decision, they were disappointed, but they understand me. And since 4 years, we're still friends and partners. But during last 4 years, I'm trying to develop my own projects, and so that's all.
Yes, that's really cool that you kept that entrepreneurial spirit and the spark going, and and stayed true to your heart and doing what your heart wanted to do, which is go international and try out a more challenging project that would be received well in some other markets apart from your own home market. So that's really cool thing. And if you were to advise any new startup people anything about marketing, what would you say? Because I know Choco Life has done a really amazing job connecting to people. And I know part of it is actually having the money to market it and be everywhere in front of the client where they go. But there must be some other things that you've done that was right. And, you've definitely experimented a lot. You have things that didn't go right, and you can make a conclusion on that and say, okay, this is you shouldn't do. So I feel like you have incredible experience and an angle to tell the more of a startup entrepreneurs and small business owners who want to take their smaller business and grow it into a medium or large, or even better, being a leader in the whole country.
Mhm. I think we lost a lot of money because we not always talked to our best customers. We thought that we know better than they. What do they know, and what, for example, advertisement campaign should we launch? And one time we were in a very dangerous situation when we launched our big advertisement campaign, which was called Almaty Shopping Festival. We spent about $1 million in 2 months on this campaign. We wanted to have some great profit after this, but we didn't talk to our customers, and we didn't solve some risks, and this led to mistakes when we launched this campaign. We spent a lot of money on the advertisement placements where our target audience didn't see it. And after this, we had to speak to our employees and partners, because we didn't have some money to pay some salaries for them, and it was the most difficult time in our history. But after 3, maybe 6 months, we have found some ways to overcome these problems. The first one was to talk to our customers and to revise our marketing tools, and the second was to revise some processes, some inside our team, and to find some ways to become more efficient. And this crisis was very profitable for us, because after this we we become very effective, and we found some investors who supported us, and the main idea which I wanted to say that before you do something, try to know the opinion of your customers. Do something for them, because only they will decide your destiny. Would they buy your product or no?
All right. It's very popular these days to create an avatar or know what exactly your customer wants, what's their job to be done. So in the early days of Chocolife, did you have that kind of an avatar? Who's that ideal
No,
customer?
actually no. Actually no.
You just had
We
the idea that you're going to be next
Yes,
Groupon and you did it.
yes,
I see.
yes. We began to build some kind of avatars, customers avatars after this crisis, which which happened in the end of 2012. After almost 2 years since the start of the company.
I see. And do you mind to share it? Like who was the ideal customer?
Ideal customer was a woman, 25, 35 years old, with one or two kids, which is trying to spend interesting time with her family on the weekends. And at the same time, she is trying to have some investments in her look, I think, to go to some beauty salons and
I see. I see. That's a very on point, I think. Very stereotypical, but on point. Because I remember, the people who suggested that I didn't see any advertising, but I remember someone suggested, and there was an interesting reward game that you guys give out in the beginning. I think
Mhm,
when you invite friends, you get some choco points, and
mhm,
it's like a game. So I like the gamification of it. I could see that there was some good marketing in it in the beginning, even. So definitely, I see that now that you have your avatar on point, and I'm sure it's changing at some point. I don't know how it is now in 2020 21. Um, but definitely, it's interesting on how you started on it. And right now, if you were to share your project that you're currently working on, we're very curious to find out what you're working on and um, what has been useful in your life right now from the previous experience.
Um, After leaving the Choco Life, I started to find some other ideas, some projects with some scalable potential, and we started our online culinary school, which is called Kuhnyas.com. Today we have about 40,000 of alumni from more than 20 countries of the world. We help people to cook at their homes like the best chefs in the world. And this is a hobby and entertainment education for them. I like this project, but this is the main hobby of my wife, actually. And she is ideological leader of this project. And at the same time, in 2020, we went through the international accelerator for online educational startups. After this, we raised around $100,000 and got a valuation of our company on $1 million. And today this project is profitable, it's growing, and we have a team of about 50 persons who also live in many countries, in Russia, in Ukraine, Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan. And today I am not today I'm not a CEO of this project. 4 months ago, I decided to launch another project, and today I'm going to launch my new project. This is a platform for experts about growth of business. I'm going to unite some experts from with different experience from many countries of the world, which who can and who are ready to share their experience with young entrepreneurs, with experienced entrepreneurs, and to help them overcome their challenges about growth of their company. And this will be something like an advisory board, online advisory board. And at the same time, there will be some mentorship programs for entrepreneurs. And I think in 1 month I launch it, and we'll be happy to share this news with you later.
Awesome. Congratulations on the launch of a new business. And I'd also like to add that is somewhat similar to a program that I have here in Washington, D.C. for small business owners called Elevate Your Business. So I think there is a venue for collaboration there. That would be really fun. And in terms of Kuhnyas, your wife's project now, did you appoint a CEO that is going to be managing that enterprise, or is it going to be your wife?
Before I was a CEO of this company, she was a ideological CEO, I think, and today she is a CEO and at the same time my wife, and she likes what she do, and I support her, and at the same time she supports me, because I think we are very close with our views on the business development, and in some cases she is my main advisor, and in some cases I'm the main advisor for her. And
that
today,
is how it's supposed to be, ideally.
yes,
So it's really cool.
Today she is running her Kuhnyas independently. Only maybe one time in a month we are going to make some discussion about strategy and maybe tactics, and all other time she and her team are working hardly about this project.
Nice. I'd love to talk maybe to her about this project as well. But so far I have a question, I guess, in terms of the geography. Like you mentioned, it's mostly the CIS countries, and I'm assuming the instructions are in Russian, and therefore it's easier to do those. Or maybe I'm mistaken, and there are some instructions of chefs that are in English, so you can launch internationally to English-speaking countries as well.
Yes, we launched internationally. We have some our courses we have in English. I mean, the video recording in English and some instruction, written instruction also in English. But the most countries which we are in are the Russian-speaking countries, of course, today.
Wow.
Because the market is quite big here, and I think maybe next year the team will focus more on foreign-speaking countries, but today the CIS is the main one.
Wow, it's really cool, because I think that, the dishes that we have over there, there is such variety, and it's great that it's, that is explained in a more like a masterclass kind of way. I think I like that format as well. And in terms of business model, how much is the subscription to such educational platform?
It is about $150 per year.
Mm-hmm. And you get all the variety of any chef.
Yes, we have collaborated with 15 chefs, and we have about more than 1,000 recipes from different cuisines around the world: Italian, Kazakh, Russian, French, Chinese, Japanese, and many other cuisines. You can find recipe for every kind of your mood and for every day.
Wow. It sounds really amazing. And like you said, food tech is only on the rise. And if anything, as a rebranding, maybe if you could come up with a more, have you brainstormed on actually giving it an English name?
Not yet,
Like
actually.
kitchen or something.
Not
Although I
yet.
don't know, kitchen, it might not, that's another branding challenge for anyone who wants to go international, because you want to
Yes.
pick a word that is not going to, mean anything bad in particular in some other language. So
Yes.
definitely a new challenge or something to think about. But I'm very excited for all the new projects that you're bringing to the world, and it would be definitely very sad if you actually stayed with the team and the world wouldn't have Kuhnyas.com and this new startup school that you're launching. So I'm very happy about that. And as a last question, what is your best kept secret in the industry that you're in the world of tech startup in particular, or e-commerce, I should say? I think you're the e-commerce expert, right?
I think the main secret is not to be a perfectionist, because when you are going to be perfect, you are always hesitate when to launch, what to do, is it good or not. I think you have to be brave and just try, and like Mark Zuckerberg said, fail fast. Try to fail fast. Do more, make more decisions, and make it faster. I think this is a very well-known secret, but you have to remember it every day, and make some decision according to this idea. Fail fast and don't be a perfectionist.
Oh, wow. I think it's really super insightful. And thank you so much for your time today. Thank you for sharing your experience honestly and very transparently. And we really appreciate you. Thank you, Gennadiy.
Thank you, Anar. Thank you.